Hello everyone, this is Bree. Who loves gardening in July? Raise your hand. I'm not gonna raise my hand. I don't love to garden in July. It's full of heat and bugs and weeds, but you gotta get it done, right? Thankfully though, I have reinforcements. Mom's here. She probably wants to help me clean my house, but we're gonna garden.
I like gardening too.
I know, but you are always like, do you want me to fold that for you? Do you want me to clean that for you? Because, you know, my house is not very clean. Okay, so here are the squash that I freeze dried. Squash and zucchini. I made squash and zucchini chips. Do you want to try one, Mom?
I do.
Okay, you have to be honest though. You don't have to say you like it. Just see if you like it. I'm interested to see what you think.
I like the taste. It's a little chewy. I thought it would be crunchy.
Yeah, I keep making the mistake of not doing it long enough.
As far as the flavor is good.
Okay, I keep making newbie mistakes, and like the little ones are good. Oh, that one's chewy too. Yeah, I didn't do it long enough. It'll say it's over the freeze dryer well, and also, do you want to add more time? And I'm always like, why would I do that? But the answer I've learned is yes. Yes, you do. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna just put them back in.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. So if they're a little bit dusty, just wipe them off with a paper towel real quick. And then just lay them out. They can be touching, but not doubled up, you know? And then I'll go turn the freeze dryer on. Okay, we're gonna start it. And then we gotta close this thing here.
I really like how they taste, Bree.
I actually do too. I think they're gonna be a huge hit, and like, we don't love squash and zucchini cooked except fried, or basically like this, but in the oven. So I think this is another way to use it up.
Yeah.
Like I don't even plant that much of it because of how much we don't love it. I think that the freeze dryer is a game changer for preserving food. I do not really love to can, and I don't really love the flavor of most canned foods other than like tomatoes and berries. There's just not a whole lot I like canned. So the freeze dryer for me has been a game changer for food preservation. It's simple, it's easy, and it just doesn't like take up that much time, and it doesn't heat your house up because mine's in my garage. I will put my link below for my Harvest Right affiliate if you guys would like to check out Harvest Right freeze dryer. All right, let's go. My mom is so funny. I was like, let me run go do this. We need to gather shovels in a gorilla cart. I didn't mean like for her to go do it, but you know what she is? She is out there doing it already. Beating me to the chase. Oh, I need to get our sun hats too real quick. It's already a million degrees outside. All right, you want me to show you? Oh, look at the corn.
I know.
Looking so good. It's amazing how like if I don't come out here for a day and come out here, it's totally different. Got you a hat. Well, we'll just make sure it's yours. We'll just keep it here, and when you come over to garden, it's your hat.
It's my hat.
Okay, I want to show you something. I don't think I've sent you any pictures of this yet.
No.
Come over here.
Oh, is that your potatoes?
Yeah, and look up there.
Holy cow! Oh my gosh! So many potatoes!
Yeah, I haven't weighed it yet, so I don't really know exactly how much, but it looks good.
So it's nice and cool in here. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna store them. I got my cabbage stored over there. It's a perfect root cellar. I mean, I haven't tested the humidity down here, so I'm not exactly sure what I need to do to make it
less humid.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't feel humid in here to me. But
it doesn't to me either, but
I need to test it.
Yeah, I would check.
It just depends on the crop. Some crops like a little humidity, some like it dry. But anyway, I'm planting a second round of potatoes. This is Wilder's doing. He likes to feed the birds.
Oh.
And
the sunflowers.
Yeah, I let him, because what I'm hoping is I'll have random sunflowers all over the property from him feeding them. I just tell him don't do it around my garden, because they come in and they eat everything. Sure is nice to have a mama that likes to garden with me.
I just learn so much every time I come because I don't know what I'm doing.
It's kind of cool to be able to teach you something.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really helps me though, because when the kids aren't here, like when they're gone, it's really hard for me to get up and get going. They're like so motivating, my kids are, because I have to get up and start moving.
Yeah, do stuff with them.
But when they're not here, I just want to crash.
Well, sure.
Which is valid, but I also really don't want to because I want to do things.
You want to get stuff done too.
Yeah, stuff that, I mean, I enjoy, but it's hard to get going. So having Mama today is helping me be motivated. It's also just more fun to work with you. He's outside, everything feels like we're good.
I'm usually cold.
Oh look, there's a bull. Wilder will be so happy to find that bull.
Oh, really?
Yes, his favorite one, the fire bull. We'll pull it up to the perennial garden. So the first area I want to work in is right here.
Okay. Is all this weed?
Yeah, you can't pull them out though, it's river cane. I mean, you gotta hack at them. So we're just gonna coexist.
Okay.
Obviously, planting these plants is way overdue, but they are making a comeback, so they're not fully dead. These are mints.
Okay.
And I should have planted them a month ago, 2 months ago.
All different mints. I planted spearmint, peppermint, and chocolate mint the other day.
I think this is spearmint, peppermint, and lemon mint. So we'll see what happens.
In one of my books, they talked about making chocolate mint tea.
Ooh, that sounds
And
yummy.
how good it was, and that's why I went and bought some chocolate mint and planted it.
And then over here, that's dying, is oregano and thyme. But I think it'll make a comeback. Herbs are usually pretty easy because they just like to grow. They're like weeds. But I'm sure they have sensitivities. This lavender won't be planted today, but it looks fine. I need to do some stuff with it. Mom, did you see this yarrow? Look at the color.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty?
I wish mine wasn't just plain yellow.
Well,
I mean white. It's just plain white.
we can get you some more colors. Next year we can dig up some of mine and send it over to you. I got yarrow everywhere. There's yarrow.
Yeah.
There's yarrow. I got all different colors too. I don't even know what colors they all are because I don't remember. Yarrow, 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 yarrow. Do I like yarrow? A little bit. I got a bunch of stuff up here that I can't remember what it is. That one. That one. This one. Getting covered up by mulch. What are you, little one? This one's getting covered up by mulch too. But it's living. It's alive. It's alive! In about an hour, we'll have full sun till the end of the day. Got a coreopsis here, a couple of those. Salvias. More salvias. Sage. Thyme, rosemary. Foxgloves. I'm gonna plant a bunch of herbs around the greenhouse too, because I decided that I didn't need another spot to plant flowers and like have to deal with. So if I just plant herbs there, it'll just take care of itself every year.
Right.
But since this area is in the shade right now, I figured we work here first.
Okay.
So,
You want to do flowers over here and herbs over there?
no, we're gonna mix it all together.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a crazy garden over here because of all the sugar cane that I could never eradicate. Not sugar cane, river cane.
In a million years.
I could never eradicate it in a million years, so we're just going wild, buck wild over here.
The stuff you're planting will crowd out the sugar cane. Or
The river cane. I doubt it. It creates this mat, this network of roots.
underneath.
Like you'll see, you've
I
planted
tried.
in it.
I tried to pull it up and it just goes on and on. The root just keeps
Yeah,
going.
I have a feeling it'll win, but I'm gonna try anyway. I think the only way to create in this space what I really wanted is to rip literally everything out, pull back every single bit of mulch, put down all new soil, and actually replace the mulch. Because I think probably what happened, because there's no reason river cane should be here,
No, there's not.
is that it was in the mulch.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So, and obviously there's a lot of weeds that could be pulled. Like, stuff like this, Mama, you can pull out.
Okay.
Stuff like this here is a weed. This is not a weed. This is a weed. This is wood sorrel here.
That's a tree.
Yeah, that's a tree. Let's pull it out. So let's weed for a minute, I guess, and then we'll plant. I'm really not that worried about the weeds, but some of them are a little wild. Let's show the fine people on the YouTubes And that's not the whole route. It just keeps going and going, and they're all connected together.
Underneath.
This is river cane. And I gotta just come in here and hack away at it with a mattock, but it'll just grow right back because I'll never get it all out. These baby ones are a little bit easy to pull. Maybe we should try to pull the baby ones.
Really the baby one. What is this? Cut them off at the ground because they come right back.
Right.
I mean, the next day they're back.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Put the river cane in here. I was like, hey, let's grab this and throw everything in there for my new compost bin. Then I realized we were mixing the river cane with all of the regular weeds, and that river cane will probably just reroot and grow back in the compost pile. So because it's mixed in, we're gonna leave it in here and put all the river cane in here, and then start a new pile for things that don't have any river cane in it for the compost pile. It would literally be the worst to get this river cane in my garden. Can you imagine? It would destroy it.
That if possible.
Yeah, I think I can, just by not putting it in the compost and burning it. All right, Mom, I'm ready to work on something else. River cane 1, us 0. I've got everything laid out, hopefully from highest to lowest, but you know, it's gonna be a little wild. We've got mints in the back, mainly because they take over. They're not necessarily the tallest, but they just completely take over. We've got coneflowers over here. We got some lemon balms on the edge here. We've got daisies and herbs going all through the middle. I have some low growing thyme across the front with the borage, kind of above the borage. I've got my columbine up here because it'll get quite a bit of shade up in there. It needs sun, but not full sun. And then I'm interplanting a bunch of yarrow down here. I have yarrow all over the place in there. I've got rosemary going across here, and then sage interspersed on here. Some of my sage plants get really big, so I'd love to fill in this area with sage because the flowers are really beautiful. Kind of closing in this little corner right here are some mums and some black-eyed Susans. So really we're just planting right now that my only focus is this kind of lower strip here. And then where my mom is kind of up on that hill a little. This is a huge job. I'm gonna let y'all just watch us work hard and we're gonna get to it. Y'all, my mom is almost 70. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on camera. Mom, can I say how old you are on camera?
I don't care.
And she looks about a decade or two younger and works like she's a decade or two younger. Mama, I sure hope I get your mitochondria. Or I hope I did get your mitochondria.
Well, I saw my 93-year-old dad out mowing his lawn a couple of days ago.
Alright, I know I said I wasn't going to try to remove the river cane, but I did try. River cane 2, me 0. And I am tuckered. I was using that mattock like crazy. I need a little break. Mama, I'm gonna go make us some lunch. Gardener's manicure. I bust out the good plates for you, Mom.
Oh, wow.
Only adults get to eat off of them.
Cool.
Do you want a salad too? I mean, not the chicken, obviously, but.
I was so hopeful.
Yeah, so I actually realized like it's a blessing that we can't have animals here, because if we could, I would have automatically gotten chickens right away.
Right.
And what I realized is that we're not, I mean, I know we're not farmers, but why would I then create a life for myself that isn't farming, but ties me like it does farming? So like we can go do whatever we want because we don't have animals. We can stay gone as long as we want.
Without the benefits.
Without the benefits, without the fulfillment.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really, really glad, because I would have gotten chickens right away, and then that would have tied us down, or we would have had to find farm sitters, or you know what I mean, chicken sitters.
Yeah.
And you know, Grace has a dog, but we can bring the dog a lot of the time, and people are usually really into watching dogs more than they are other animals. What that's allowed us to do though is to go do some fun things and not worry about it at all.
It's a freedom.
It's a freedom, and like, I don't mind being tied to a farm when I'm a farmer, but I do mind if I'm not a farmer. Does that make sense? Like just having some chickens, you know, is fun, but I don't want to be tied like I am to a farm for just a few chickens.
Right.
Mom left. It is the heat of the day. It's super hot, like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm gonna just get some work done. I'm gonna edit some videos and get ahead on that hopefully. And then I will head back out to finish that perennial garden. I think I'm actually gonna get it done today. At least this year's version of the perennial garden. But we're gonna wait until it is cooler outside and much more pleasant to be gardening. I am done. I am so excited. I don't have to edit tonight. The garden is where the perennial garden is back in the shade, so we are back in business. Mom and I got a lot planted. So we have all these daisies, lots of mint, all of the echinacea, coneflower. This was actually a very difficult area to plant because of the mat of roots from the river cane. We were just like hacking through it. So hopefully the things that are there will thrive and will find space in between a lot of the river cane roots, and if it doesn't, oh well, but I think it will. I think. We'll see. We'll know next year. All right, I still have a ton to plant. I have all sorts of herbs right here to plant. I mean, I've just got plants all the way down. So let's get this done. This is marjoram that's about half dead, but we are gonna plant it because I think it'll come back. I think the shovel's just gonna make it easier to get through the roots. Oh my gosh. Here's a good example of what I'm talking. This is what we were dealing with here. Look at that. This is what I mean by I have clay soil. This is hard soil. And then I take some potting soil and fill in the hole. The roots are all bound up, so I loosen them up on the bottom of these plants. And then I just dig down into the potting soil rather than the hard clay. And then I can put the mulch back around it, and I don't lose my plants down in the depth of the mulch. Now let's plant some oregano. That's what happens, your plants get root bound when they stay in the pots too long. You gotta kind of break it up a little bit on the bottom. Beautiful. See that? That is not a rock. That is my soil. Okay, and real quick, putting the mulch back is important. You don't have to, but it's important because it helps retain moisture and of course reduce weed pressure. Got some thyme here. One thing you wanna be sure of is that one, you're not planting directly into mulch because mulch has no nutrition available planting into it. Two, you want to make sure your mulch isn't mixing in with your potting soil or the soil that you're planting in, because as the mulch breaks down, it ties up the nitrogen and the plants won't have access to that nutrition and they won't grow so well. So that is why I'm digging these holes and then putting a bunch of potting soil and compost and then planting into that. It doesn't hurt anything though to then put the mulch back on top. That will not hurt your plants. This is Eastern Columbine. It's a beautiful native flower that grows in the woods here. And I just like the way it looks. I honestly don't remember what color this is, but it'll be beautiful. All right, I'm really hoping that the next bit is a lot easier because there's not nearly as much river cane down on this end. Okay, this little guy is yarrow. And he's so small that I'm actually not gonna put the mulch right up on it because it's really hard to see and I don't wanna step on it. So I leave the mulch pulled back just a little so that I can see the dark circle and remember that there's a plant there. See why this is so hard? So my vision of planting a perennial garden was just buying all these plants and then taking myself over to the perennial garden and digging in the nice soft soil. I thought it would be soft because all that mulch has been there for 2 years. So I had it broken down and made beautiful soil underneath. If only. I'm sitting here reassessing what can I plant somewhere else, because as you can see I still have quite a few things to plant, though I've come a very long way. But I refuse to give up. Rosemary, comfrey, sage, mums, black-eyed Susans. I did it. I planted over 100 perennials in that crazy hard soil to plant in. And I told myself, do you guys ever do this? Do you guys ever like reward yourself when there's something you really know is gonna be hard or you don't want to do it? So I told myself, if you get it done, if you get that whole first phase of your perennial garden planted, your reward is you get to jump in the pool. I love it. I will never be too old to enjoy a pool, especially after a long hot day. My other reward to myself was that I get to watch Enola Holmes on Netflix. So I hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you in the next one.